is your last grouping of states. So this is your gray states today. We'll color in your purple states. You will learn your gray states. And then next week, all we have to do is color in your gray states and you will have all 50 states memorized, just like that. Amazing job. So as we're looking at our states, we have learned so far Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas. That's the state you learned. That's the states you learned last week. Those are your purple states. So let's start with purple just as a review. Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas. Good. Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas. One more time with me and then I'll let you do it by yourself. 1, 2, ready. Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas. Now without me, see how you do. 1, 2, ready, and Oklahoma. Nice job. If you have those memorized, we'll color those in just a few minutes. But now let's go on and learn the last couple of states. These will be your gray states. And they are Utah. I go, you go. Utah. Vermont.
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 Virginia.
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 Washington.
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 West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Good. Utah.
Utah.
Vermont.
Vermont.
Virginia.
Virginia.
Washington.
Washington.
Good. Listen to that. Don't sing it yet. Just listen. Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington. Listen again. Don't sing yet. Just listen. Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington. Sing it with me, please. Ready? And Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington. West Virginia. West Virginia. Wisconsin. Now, if I were a really mean music teacher, I would just say, you know what, let's just stop there. Let's just not do anymore. I'm just kidding. This is your last state. Are you ready? Wyoming. Again, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Listen to it. Let's go back to Utah. Please just listen. Don't sing yet. Listen 2 times and then you can sing with me. Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Listen again. Listening. Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Excellent job. Now you get to sing, and this is the last couple of states that you have, and you will be able to sing the whole thing. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 1, and Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Good, a little bit slower. Ready? And Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming. 1, 2, again, and go. Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Good, can you do it without me? 1, 2, ready, and Utah. Nice job. Now with me, but no words. 1, 2, ready, and Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Now on your own, no words. See how you do. 1, 2, ready, and Utah. Nice job. Now with me, no words. 1, 2, ready, and Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Now I think it is only fitting that we go all the way back to Alabama and we sing from Alabama all the way to Wyoming. Here we go. Good luck. This is your first time all the way through. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, Wyoming. That's it, you've done them all. Yay for you. That is very exciting. So if you need to go back, and you need to practice any of the lessons that are beforehand, feel free to. They're all there for you. You can go back and practice whatever grouping of states that you need. Go back and practice them all if you need to. Go back and just sing with the song over and over and memorize those songs. Once you get it memorized all the way through, here's what I would like for you to do. I would like for you in the discussion section to record yourself singing and send it to me. That way I can hear how many of you have actually learned it. If you miss a couple along the way or you have to stop and restart at some point, it's okay. It's not a big deal. I want to hear you. I haven't got to hear you singing, and I just really want to hear you sing, and I want to hear you learning this stuff. Do your best to memorize it and sing it memorized, and it would just make my heart so full to hear you singing. So that is your assignment. We're going to go ahead now and color in your purple states. All right, so last time we colored the blue states: New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio. Those are your blue states. And those are all colored in at this point. So from blue, you want to color in purple. Oklahoma is your first purple state. And Oklahoma is in the south. If you go all the way to the south in the middle of the United States to Texas, and go up from Texas. So you're going north from Texas, one state, and you see Oklahoma. It is south of Kansas, which is yellow. So once again, to find Oklahoma, you are going to go south all the way down to Texas, and from Texas you go north one state and you see Oklahoma. Oklahoma, Oregon. Oregon is way out in the northwest. Oregon is, if you go all the way out west and look up in the north, you will see Oregon, one state north of California. So one more time, to find Oregon, you are going to go in the northwest, and it is one state north of California, which was red, and you're going to color Oregon purple. Oregon is purple. All of these states we're doing today are purple. Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania. Now Pennsylvania is in the east. And if you go in the northeast around where New York is, Pennsylvania is between New York and Ohio. So it's that, should be that white space right now in between the two blue states of New York and Ohio. So if you would color in Pennsylvania purple, Pennsylvania is going to be purple. Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island. Now Rhode Island is very small. Let's just go from Maine. Let's go all the way northeast to Maine. Maine was yellow, and it's in the far northeast corner of the United States. From Maine, you're going to go south one state, and we see blue, New Hampshire, correct? Excellent. From New Hampshire, go south one state, and you see yellow, Massachusetts, correct? Good. Now from Massachusetts, you're going to go south one state, and you're going to see Connecticut. Connecticut is red. Now stop there. Right next to Connecticut, below Massachusetts, is Rhode Island. It is a very tiny sliver of land, and it's going to be purple. If you go all the way northeast to Maine, Maine is yellow. We've already colored it yellow. You go south one state to New Hampshire, which is blue. You go south one more state to Massachusetts, which is yellow. You go south one more state to Connecticut, which is already red. And you go east a little bit toward Rhode Island. Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina. Now South Carolina is in the south. We're going to go all the way southeast down to Florida again and start in our home state here of Florida. So everybody find Florida. It's orange and it's in the southeast, and then you're going to go north one state to Georgia, and then you're going to go northeast to South Carolina. Now South Carolina is south of North Carolina. That makes sense, doesn't it? North Carolina is the Carolina that is north. South Carolina is the Carolina that is south. So one more time, from the southeast in Florida, we will go north one state to Georgia, slightly northeast to South Carolina. That's going to be purple. Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota. Now we're going to jump over to the kind of northwest area. We're kind of back in the middle of the country again, in the north. Below North Dakota, which was blue from last week, you're going to see South Dakota. Imagine that. That makes sense again, doesn't it? North Dakota is the northern Dakota, and the southern Dakota is South Dakota. So once more, you're going to go north, kind of in the middle of the country, but north. And right below the word United in the title of our map, you will see North Dakota. One state south of North Dakota is South Dakota, and South Dakota will be purple. Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee. That's where we are. Would you go into the southeast again? You just colored in South Carolina, so hopefully you can find that. It's purple. So go back to South Carolina, and just slightly northeast of South Carolina, you'll see Tennessee. It is east of North Carolina, north of Alabama and Georgia, and Tennessee will be purple. And the last purple is Texas, and Texas is the southern state that is very large, and it is between Oklahoma, which we just colored purple earlier, and New Mexico. So once again, Texas is in the south. It is that very large state in the middle of the United States, but south. And it is between Oklahoma and New Mexico. All right, excellent job. Next week, you will color in your gray states.